Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so third time's a charm. I don't know. I've run into problem after problem trying to record this. First of all, my camera isn't on right now, unless I restart my whole computer, and I don't feel like restarting it. It's just a thing that happens. The first video I recorded was it stuttered so bad because it doesn't like Minecraft being in a large window mode. And then this, the last one, I'd put my mic on mute. So now I'm going to go over this again. Hopefully I can be very specific. This may go a little quick at parts, so just pause the videos you need. As you can see in the top left, when I'm looking at something, it'll say pressurized fluid tank. It'll tell me what I'm looking at. So if I go a bit quick, overgo something, look over something, do your video playback speed, pause it wherever you need. And you can see I'm not going to be going over the how to craft each of these machines. Simply because I'm going to assume you either have JEI or you can find it on the wiki. I mean, they're really simple to figure out how to craft the machines themselves. But ultimately, we're going to be crafting the LEU-235 fluoride fuel. And this is a pressurized fluid tank. So I'm going to begin with the main lineup, and then I'm going to get into all this stuff in the back. And again, everything I'm going over, all these machines, they're going to need power. So I've got stuff powered everywhere up there, coming down. It powers everywhere for me, but you're going to need a lot of power for this, first and foremost. So uranium ore, not uranium ingots, in a chest going into an item duct, and every time you see one of these signalum servos, I'm going to have these on ignored. That way they pump and they go. This is a melter, so it's going to take the uranium ore, go through a fluid duct, so anything dealing with items, item duct, anything dealing with fluid duct, going into the chemical reactor, if I can click that, which this is creating the molten uranium, and you're going to need fluorine. Once that reaches 1,000 in there, that's what it needs to start mixing. Again, fluid duct, it's going to go into here as molten uranium fluoride into the salt mixture. Fluid duct going into the centrifuge as now this is going, now this here, this molten uranium fluoride needs the molten fluoride salt mixture, which needs this stuff right here. When those two come together, they create the molten fluoride salt solution of uranium fluoride. You then have to separate these out of the centrifuge, and you can do this however you want. You can see the output tank. You can specify. It's really self-explanatory on how to do all that. And then it goes back into a salt mixture as the uranium-235 and uranium-238. Mix those together, and then you get your LEU-235. But now, how to get your fluorine for your chemical reactor. So I built this a bit short. That's why this one's taller. You're going to need a water source of some sort. I use a sink, which is an infinite water source. You could use the mechanical pumps from Mechanism, I believe it is. So you're going to need a lot of granite in a chest going into an item duct, which goes into a rock crusher. This creates the crushed williamite, which is what you want, which ultimately you're going to want the sodium fluoride out of this. It goes into another chest through an item duct, which is going to sort out all this stuff we don't need. Item duct into the manufactory, which is using the this right here, which then goes down in here into the fluid enricher as the sodium fluoride. Item duct going in sodium fluoride. You're going to need to pump water into this through some water source, and then it's going to go through another fluid duct into the chemical reactor, which also needs water. So you get your sodium fluoride solution out of this, and you don't need your sodium hydroxide solution for anything that I know of yet, because this is all going to be for the chemical reactor for 1.12.2. Because I'm on McEternal 1.12.2, that's the version I'm playing. And then you can shift click to get rid of that if you don't have it running to anything like I don't right now. Also, you'll see I only have this with upgrades, but nothing else I'm going to be showing in here has upgrades. This is all base speed. This is going to be creating your, well, I need it to create it. It's the hyaluronic acid, I believe. I can't remember the name. I've already forgot. It's instantly going to go. You'll see it instantly goes. It goes through the tube. It's green liquid. It's the hydrofluoric acid. That's what it was. So it goes into your electrolyzer. And I have speed upgrades on this because you're going to need fluorine. This is going to create fluorine right up here. Hydrogen, you don't need it. Shift click. You can run it out wherever you want. Speed upgrades always have twice as many. I know it's not twice as many in here, but twice as many energy upgrades as speed upgrades typically when you're going to be doing this, because it quadratically increases energy consumption. The speed upgrades do. Signalium servo fluid duct, and then that brings your fluorine into here, which will go into the rest of your lineup. Now you're going to need fluorine for 2 other machines, and that's why I put the speed upgrade and the energy upgrade on here, and I'm going to need to do that for all these machines really. So you come up to the top. Now this is going to be all for your molten fluoride salt mixture. This whole thing right here going into this salt mixture. So you're going to need at the top a chest with lots of andesite, item duct, rock crusher. It'll give you all this. You're getting the beryllium dust. That's what we want. Item duct. And again, all these item ducts have servos. I just used the signalium. That's what I had. I know you can craft the max, which is the enderium, I think. Comes into here. Item duct into the melter. The beryllium dust turns it into a fluid, so you need a fluid duct, which goes into the chemical reactor. Now you see it has fluorine here, so you're gonna have to run your fluorine up to your chemical reactor. I'm just trying to save space here, which is why I ran it up the wall. You could do it in a flat area, however you choose to do it. And then this right here is giving you your molten beryllium, this melter. And these 2 things together, you're going to run to your salt mixture, which is your molten beryllium fluoride, which is what this is creating. And then you're going to need another chest full of lithium. Now, we have mystical agriculture on here, so I can get a ton of lithium really quick. No problem for me, but if you don't have that, you'll have to figure out another solution. Item duct going into the isotope separator, which will give you the lithium-7 and tiny clump of lithium. That goes back into an item duct to separate out into a chest, which goes down into your melter, which because you want just the lithium-7. I think I could use the other one, but I just choose to use the lithium-7, which will turn it into a fluid of molten lithium-7, which again you need fluorine for, which will come from your electrolyzer into a fluid duct, which will combine here as molten lithium fluoride. Which will combine with your molten beryllium fluoride. Once these 2 reach 1,000, that's why it's not going yet, it'll create your molten fluoride salt mixture, which you will run down to your first salt mixture, which will combine with your molten uranium fluoride again to make what goes into here. If I don't see the name, I always forget it. There's so many liquids, so many things, you wouldn't believe how much is in this mod. Again, separate them out, bring them back together, and then you'll get your LEU-235. Now this is for the salt reactor. I've not built that yet. I'm going to be building it, but I had to get the all the fuel covered for it. And again, you're going to need to get this all powered. Every machine's going to have to be powered in some form or way. And what I was talking about earlier, this is the sink that I'm talking about. This thing is an infinite water source, really easy to use if you just connect to it. Again, if you don't have that, you're going to have to use pumps or something because you're going to need a lot of water. Ultimately, I'm trying to get the steam from the salt reactor for this. I'm just experimenting. That's kind of what I'm doing. Different forms of steam and how much it creates. I'm just experimenting. That's all I'm doing. But yeah, I hope that helps y'all. If you find this helpful, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.